Hey Tech Guardians, welcome back to the channel where we demystify cybersecurity one protocol at a time. Today we're tackling one of the most vulnerable aspects of modern life, securing your wireless networks, because let's face it, free Wi-Fi is great until it's not. So buckle up as we go over the top practices, attacks, and solutions to ace this part of the Security Plus exam, and more importantly, secure your digital space. Wireless networks are like the invisible bridge to the internet. Super convenient, but sometimes about as secure as a handshake from a guy with butter on his hands. Let's change that. Today we'll cover essential protocols, attack vectors, and best practices to ensure your wireless environment isn't an open buffet for cyber intruders. First things first, understanding wireless security protocols. The main characters here are WEP, WPA, WPA2, and WPA3. Think of them as the evolution of door locks on your house. WEP was the original lock. And by original, I mean it's like a lock you could pick with a toothpick. This protocol had serious vulnerabilities, so you'll want to avoid using it. If you see WEP in the wild, run, don't walk. Next came WPA, a better lock with TKIP, Temporal Key Integrity Protocol. It improved on WEP's flaws, but still had weaknesses that advanced attackers could exploit. Now we're getting serious. WPA2 uses CCMP, counter mode with cipher block chaining message authentication code protocol, built on AES. Think of this as the state-of-the-art lock you put on your cyber mansion. For years, this was the go-to standard. WPA3 is the superhero of locks. It introduced better encryption and perfect forward secrecy, which means even if a session key is compromised, previous sessions stay safe. This protocol also supports simultaneous authentication of equals, SAE, which protects against brute force attacks. So if you want top-notch security, WPA3 is your friend. But wait, what's the use of fancy locks if attackers find a way to bypass them? Let's talk about common wireless threats and how to mitigate them. This one's a classic. A hacker sends a DAuth frame to disconnect devices from a Wi-Fi network, causing disruption or setting up malicious access points for users to reconnect. Solution: implement protected management frames, which WPA3 has built in. For WPA2, ensure PMF is configured if available. Ever connected to free Wi-Fi for you and felt a pang of guilt? You should. Rogue access points can trick users into connecting, capturing sensitive data. Mitigation: use wireless intrusion prevention systems, WIPs, to detect unauthorized access points and set strict policies for trusted SSIDs. This is the hacker equivalent of a doppelganger. An attacker sets up an access point with the same SSID as a legitimate network. Users connect without knowing it's malicious. Solution: use certificate-based authentication to ensure the real network is trusted. Now let's talk about best practices, because better safe than compromised should be your mantra. Always opt for WPA2 or WPA3 with strong passwords. If your password is password123, I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that. Keep your main network separate from guest access. This way, if a guest network gets compromised, your internal resources stay safe. WPA makes connecting new devices easy, but it's easier for hackers too. Always disable WPS unless you want your network to be the Wi-Fi equivalent of an open house. adds another layer of security by allowing only known devices to connect. Just don't rely on it solely, as MAC addresses can be spoofed. Picture this. You're at Java Palace enjoying your vegan, gluten-free oat milk latte because, priorities. And suddenly you see Java Palace free Wi-Fi and connect, but wait! This could be a rogue access point set up by a hacker sipping their own less ethical latte in the corner. The safe move? Use your phone's hotspot or connect to a VPN to encrypt your data, and if your device supports it, make sure your network only connects to known access points with proper certificates. So whether you're at a coffee shop or configuring an enterprise network, remember, securing wireless networks is all about choosing the right protocol, understanding common threats, and applying the best practices we've discussed today. If you're enjoying these tips, hit the like button and subscribe for more cyber excellence with a dash of fun. Until next time, secure that Wi-Fi and maybe think twice before clicking on free Wi-Fi for you. Stay safe out there.